From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Don Mitchell. Prime Minister Mark Carney wrapped up his time in Norway today by meeting with that country's Prime Minister and the leaders of Denmark, Iceland, Sweden, and Finland. A joint statement after the meeting pointed to heightened geopolitical tension, war, and a multitude of crises as a reason for the PM and his counterparts to continue working toward deepening economic ties.
We are all facing a growing list of challenges, challenges to Arctic security, challenges that come from the changing nature of warfare, challenges which interact with changing technologies and conflicts, both actual and virtual, that are moving closer to all of us.
The leaders discussed the need to expand trade and investment ties as like-minded countries have been upended in recent years in part to U.S. tariffs and threats to annex Greenland. Elsewhere, Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre taking a run at tariff-free access to the U.S. market through a proposed auto plan that he suggests aligns with Canada's neighbor to the south. In southern Ontario, Poilievre revealed a plan that seeks to increase Canadian auto production to 2 million vehicles annually over the next decade, up from 1.2 million last year, but also bring American production up from 11 million to 13 million motor vehicles annually. Toronto police say 2 counter-protesters were arrested at yesterday's Al-Quds Day demonstration in Toronto. Thousands of people rallied in support of Palestine outside the U.S. consulate, with some counter-protesters carrying the flags of Israel and pre-revolution Iran. Police allege a 56-year-old man swung his arms and fists at a protester who was holding a flag of the Islamic Republic of Iran, causing the flagpole to break and strike the victim in the head. A second counter-protester allegedly spat on a victim who was wearing an Islamic Republic flag and ripped the flag from their back. Canada's weather agency says BC is in for a wet, cold, and windy week as an atmospheric river approaches the coast, expected to bring up to 150 millimeters of rain by Wednesday. The forecaster says Metro Vancouver, the Sunshine Coast, and Howe Sound are in for very prolonged heavy rain that could mix with snow in some areas, swelling rivers and causing potential flooding. At the box office, a winner bounces back. Still the winner with moviegoers, says ABC's Chuck Sievertson.
We call it Hoppers. This is like Avatar. This is nothing like Avatar.
Pixar's Hoppers held on to the top spot at the weekend box office, $28.5 million in ticket sales in its second weekend, according to studio estimates Sunday. Disney is the parent company of Pixar and ABC News.
I'm just working up the courage to ask you out.
Universal's Reminders of Him, the third Colleen Hoover movie adaptation, debuted in second place with a better-than-expected $18.3 million. The horror debut Undertone was third.
And a supernatural horror thriller and a film about a washed-up revolutionary are poised for a showdown at the Academy Awards tonight. Critics say it will be a nail-biter between Paul Thomas Anderson's One Battle After Another and Ryan Coogler's Sinners for Best Picture. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, 6 games on the NHL schedule today with 2 Canadian teams on the ice this afternoon. The Jets got goals from Hayden Fleury, Cal Connor, and Mark Scheifele to edge the Blues 3-2. On the ice right now, the Ottawa Senators are chasing their 5th win in 6 games, hosting Macklin Celebrini and the San Jose Sharks. Elsewhere, the Montreal Canadiens play the Anaheim Ducks, the Toronto Maple Leafs visit the Minnesota Wild, and the Edmonton Oilers are hosting the Nashville Predators. In the Professional Women's Hockey League, Ella Huber scored 133 into overtime as the Boston Fleet beat the Montreal Victoire 4-3 in a first-place showdown. With the overtime win, Boston remains in first place, 3 points ahead of Montreal. In the other afternoon game, Reagan Kirk earned her first career shutout, while Captain Blair Turnbull scored early in the Toronto Scepters' 2-0 win against the Seattle Torrent. And the U.S. defeated Canada 6-2 in the Paralympic hockey final to complete the historic sweep. Both the men's and women's teams beat Canada for gold at the Milano Cortina Winter Games. From the Canadian Press, I'm Don Mitchell.